In 1944 my grandpa was shot down in a B-17 over Berlin. He luckily was able to bail out of the airplane safely, but landed in enemy territory. Eventually he was captured and sent to a POW camp where a bunch of other Allied men had been shipped. In the POW camps, the men were given pencil and paper as their one form of entertainment. One day while gathered in a group, him and about 20 other men brainstormed a list of about 150 different kinds of pies. Everything from grape pie to mince meat pie. The list is extensive and quite hilarious in its detail. We were lucky enough to still have most of his diaries. So there you have it. When you gather a bunch of starving and wounded men together in a prison, they are most likely thinking about pies. Is the pie list shareable? What's the biggest animal you think you could take in a fight? I think the replies to this prove it was the correct answer. I didn't like IPA that much. He said a discussion, not a fight. I'm not a man, but I watched my husband at a family event this past weekend telling his uncle about his new smoker, which attracted more men. Then they were talking about a new flat-top griddle for tailgating at pro football games, and now I guess they're coming over this summer to rebuild our deck. Lol. This right here. This is what I love about guys. A guy the first smokes butter and cheese in his smoker. Tons of different flavors. This always gets a ton of attention. Especially after he brings over some of his freshly smoked goods. Bring in a hard-to-open pickle jar and ask if someone can help you open it. Even better, an unopenable jar of pickles and ask if someone can help open it. Zombie apocalypse survival plan. If COVID lockdown taught me anything, it's that all the apocalypse survival day dream fantasies I've ever had are ridiculously unrealistic. After 2 weeks of not being able to go anywhere even while having power, food, and every other modern comfort, I couldn't imagine living in an apocalyptic hellscape where I'd have to fight off other survivors for a mouthful or rat meat. Random grunts and nods usually followed by sweet comfortable silence. Indeed. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? What was Wenger thinking sending Walcott on that early? Work. This is the realistic one. Work, or origin. How you spend 8 or 9 hours of your day can say a lot about a person. Where you're from can open opportunities for further questions. So, what do you do? And, so, where are you from? Are reliable and socially acceptable conversation starters. What is the best way to build a room like the one we are in? Double points if it's a sauna, ha ha ha. For years there was an actual discussion of turning the boiler room of my fraternity into a sauna. What's your guy's favorite dinosaur? Spinosaurus or Stegosaurus? They both dope as fuck. You play video games? No. Silence continues. I was in a room with a bunch of drunk guys who all like sports. Someone noticed a pull-up bar in the corner. We all spent the next 30 minutes figuring out who could do the most pull-ups. I got second place. But I also weigh 30 pounds more than the winner. And my pull-ups were dead hang while his was not. So in my mind I kinda got first place. How many, if I may ask? Start humming the theme of Jurassic Park. Or start the Halo theme. Chase. I fucked your sister. Was that before or after we blew the candles? So. PFF women right. Edit. Lol, I have more upvotes than the post itself. Back to the origin. Sword fight. Enter the room, challenge the other man to a duel for his fair maiden's hand in marriage, win, refuse to elaborate, leave. Survival plans during a zombie apocalypse. Whether E5 instead of E10 in your tank really makes a difference. Tried feeding my car E10 before, didn't end up too well. Turned out my car has an E10 disorder. Boobs or ass? Ass. Great ass means at least nice and thick thighs. And often it means great thighs. Really depends on the group of men. Some it might be crypto. Some it might be old party stories, going fast on motorbikes, fishing trips, crazy exes, the weather, the government, wars, holidays, plans for the future, etc. There's number one thing. You've got to read the room and find common interests, or feign them. Being stuck in a room full of men talking about crypto is my idea of hell. Shit. Shits that were, shits that are, and some shits that have not yet come to pass. Shit is the great equalizer, for we all shit and the shits are plentiful. Do you sit or stand for the wipe? Do you wipe forward or back? Have you ever masturbated while shitting? Have you ever shit yourself? How does your shit smell? Have you noticed your farts get smaller the more and more you need to shit? These gentlemen, these are the questions that have sustained men since the dawn of time and will continue to do so until the end of days. They have kept armies together and toppled empires. They have built and they have destroyed. The shit is eternal as the great blue sky. Shit is love. Shit is life. You ever take a shit so big it felt gay? Me and the boys talking about Manchester United. Boy 1. They've really gone to the shitter. Boy 2. I miss Sir Alex. Boy 3. It's the fans, man. They are fucking cunts. Me, who hasn't watched football in a long time, pretending to stay in sync. Ferdinand hasn't been playing well. Must be tough. Boy 4. Say what, M8? Boy 5. Ferdinand doesn't play football anymore. You living under a rock? Me. Barely knowing Manchester United isn't Manchester City. I agree with everything. Nothing, silence is preferable. Real men don't talk. Depends on the age group, etc. Lately I found almost all guys in the 25 to 35 range will instantly react to someone bringing up Elden Ring. Fucking rot lake, I tell you. Scarlet rot is the worst game mechanic ever. WHO thought that it was a good idea, FFS. Last weekend my friends and I got into PVER, an hour-long debate over what's the best cereal. We even had to break out the whiteboard and make a bracket.